Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And happy Wednesday, everybody.
Happy midweek.
Yes, it is
We're
indeed.
making it through.
Midweek, mid-May.
Mid-May.
All the things. I cannot believe it's mid-May. It's flying.
I know.
I can't lie. It really is, don't you think? I mean, as painful as the year is, how is it already the middle of May?
I can't. I
don't
can't
know.
even think about it if we're being honest. But anyway, how was your weekend? Because I know you had so much going on.
Was absolutely crazy. Lord, it was so fun. The festival, it was amazing. Everybody was wearing bald caps for Pitbull. That's the update.
They were actually that we all needed, you know.
Yeah, it is. They were actually selling them there. With
really?
The logo of like the festival on the bald cap, like on the back.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was funny. And then they actually like right before he came on, they started passing them out for free. Yeah.
Wait.
It was great.
Fun.
And I had like got a pack. I came prepared. Obviously, I knew I was going dressed as Pitbull. Yeah, but I got like a pack of 3 on Amazon, and it was just me and my one friend that were doing the bald caps. Yeah. So I did have an extra one, and everybody else was honestly kind of lame when they did their bald caps because they just like put it over their hair and like kept their hair long because I guess they didn't want to actually be bald.
Yeah. They're like, hey guys, like, look, I'm not actually bald.
Right. Like I'm trying, but I'm also not really trying. So me and my friend, we were not like this. We braided our hair, put wig caps on, then the bald caps. We did the whole thing. And I had an extra one. And this man came up to us while we were putting them on in literally the middle of the festival and was like, oh, I love that you guys are doing that. Like I should have thought of that and got one. And I had the extra one. So I was like, I mean, I do have an extra one.
Yeah.
And he was so funny. He was like, are you kidding me? And I was like, I'm not. You can have it. And he was like, oh, that's great because I'm here with some bald friends and I also want to make fun of them. And I was like, perfect. Love
that's
it.
So funny.
Sharing the bald cap love.
Yeah, sharing the love with the
at the Love and Life Music Festival. Everybody needs to go, in my opinion. I am trying to gatekeep it, honestly.
I want to go next year.
But actually, I'm not. It was so fun. Love and Life Music Festival, Charlotte, North Carolina. It's always like the first or second weekend of May. Mm-hmm. It's so fun.
I'm putting it on my calendar for next year.
Yeah, I've been every year. And it's only been for 2 years, but it's 10 out of 10. It's great. It really is great. And also while I was there, the Bojangles food truck caught on fire. So bad, actually, that it took an entire set of Teddy Swims to perform for them to get it out. It took like 4 fire trucks. They had to saw it open. It was really bad. Shout out to the firefighters who were working on that. It was crazy.
What?
It was really crazy. No more Bojangles after that. No more Chicken Supremes. Seriously, though. They had to wheel it out of there on a trailer. Like it couldn't even drive away, even though it was like a drivable truck. It was crazy.
Oh my god.
It was bad.
Yikes.
Let's hope they're okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was absolutely wild. It was so fun.
Mm-hmm.
I had such a fun time.
Awesome.
Oh, also, they were doing this thing, like, you know how Coke is doing like the names on the cans and bottles again. Yeah. You could get your name, any name, on the bottle or can. So I got a can. And also, I know my name, Taylor, is very common, but I've never found one with my name because my name is so common. I think they sell out immediately. Mm-hmm. So I finally got my name on a can.
Okay. Could you have put the podcast name?
No, it's too long.
Oh, too long.
Too long. There was a character limit, and that's way too long. I would have.
I figured.
Would have definitely got in line again.
Yeah.
But no, not going to fit on there, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. I could have did MML and probably should have.
Yeah.
Next time. I'll do it next year. Don't worry. I'll be back.
Coca-Cola is gatekeeping.
Right, Coca-Cola. Let us have our own bottle.
Right.
Let us know.
Please send it to us.
But guys, we do have an exciting event coming up. Actually, multiple. But the one we're here to talk about is we are going to a freaking movie premiere next week, guys.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Before the movie even comes out. Listen, we're not a movie podcast, but like low-key we are.
We low-key are.
We low-key are. We love the movies, and we're going to a premiere of Hurry Up tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So update on that later. But yeah, I'm very excited.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah,
we are also going to a musical tomorrow.
We are indeed.
We have just all the events.
Yeah,
recently. Okay.
It's time. Mm-hmm. You know, it's getting warmer outside. It's time to be outside.
Yeah, summer is just the time for it.
Mm-hmm. We're going to see Back to the Future, the musical.
Yeah. And I'm obsessed with those movies, so I know everything about them, but I've never seen the musical. Mm-hmm. And I'm like intrigued, like, okay, what is this? How is it going to turn into a musical? You know? Right. So we'll see.
I love it.
Should be fun. But yeah. Yes. Oh, okay. One more, maybe two more things before we get started. But we got these drinks. Oh, if you've seen on TikTok, Sonic has these like, unicorn drinks, right?
It's called the Unicorn Dream Slushie.
Yeah, like we had to get them. So
yes, if you're watching the video, you are seeing them, and there's 4 different color unicorn horn straws. Yeah, that you can get, and we got the green one, and the green one turns blue when it gets cold. So yeah, isn't it cute for all the video watchers out there? I love it. Cute. The drink, we have been drinking it for a minute, so sorry it's a little bit ugly.
I know, but
it's honestly good.
It's pretty good.
It might kill me, actually. Oh, I'm kidding. It's good. It's very good. Okay. There's boba in the bottom of it, and I just inhaled a full boba.
Oh my gosh.
Straight inhaled it. So that took me out a little bit. But if you do not mind, go rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Yeah. Please.
But we do have one more thing before I get into my story.
Of course. Tarot of the day. Of course. I just didn't want the people to forget that they needed to go rate and review us.
No, I mean, you're right.
And while you're at it, you can go ahead and check out YouTube and TikTok as well.
Yes.
Yes. But here we are, once again, going to tell you the tarot card of the week with our lovely tarot reader, Savannah, over here. If you have not been keeping up, we are new, but we're getting better. Every week, we're learning more information. So I'm excited to know this week's fortune. We are still going to be looking in the book, so... But yeah, there's no problem with that, guys. No problem at all. I'm feeling like we're going to get not a number card today. We've been getting number cards.
I guess
we'll see. The 2 of something. Let me see what we got. Last week was the 2 of Pentacles reversed.
What are they called? What are the other ones called when it's not numbered?
That's a good question, Savannah. I think, okay, so I'm talking about the number cards are the minor arcana.
Right.
The face cards, I guess you would call them, are the major arcana. So I'm feeling major vibes this week, but we'll see.
Okay. Here we go.
That was a really good card flip.
She's reversed again. You were right, though.
I know. I can feel it.
Temperance. Temperance reversed.
Okay. It's going to take me a minute. Okay. Oh, this is real. Okay, so let me go ahead and just start out. That the Temperance card in general appears when there is a need for balance of opposing areas in your life. Okay. So... this card it asks you to be patient and re-examine your priorities in your life that are maybe in possible disharmony. Okay. And so specifically the reversed card, this week we're going to face some competition, some frustration, excess, and imbalance.
Oh no. Okay.
But you know what? That's okay. It's going to make us better in the end. So hopefully. The what is it again? Temperance. Reversed. Wild. These beautiful cards.
Yep.
If you're watching, you'll know. Love it. I love our tarot card readings, honestly.
I know. It's such a good addition to everything.
It really is. But if you want to get into your story, Savannah.
Okay. So this week I got a haunted house.
Ooh, we love a haunted house here. My favorite thing.
So I'll be talking about Victoria's Black Swan Inn.
Never heard of that.
In San Antonio, Texas.
Yeehaw.
So right now, when you pull up their website, they say that they are a wedding and event venue.
As most haunted places are nowadays. Right. I can't even lie.
It's like, yeah, you can stay overnight and do like a ghost hunt, but also you can, no, I'm just making this up for like.
But like, could we? Like
probably, maybe, but I'm just saying, like, in general, these places, this is what they say. They're like, oh yeah, you can like, go hunt, but also have your wedding here.
I'm also urging you right now on the podcast to have your wedding at somewhere haunted, so we can also investigate. No, I'm kidding.
We'll see.
I'm kidding.
Okay. Anyway, Yes, it's a wedding and event venue, and it's a Greek revival style home.
I bet that's beautiful.
It is pretty. But it's also haunted. So.
Dun, dun, dun.
It was built in 1867 on the historic site of the 1842 Battle of Salado.
Oh, okay. I'm feeling the haunted vibes immediately.
Do you know anything about the Battle of Salado?
No.
I hope I'm saying that right. Probably. Whatever. This battle was part of the Mexican-American War. And it was basically Mexico versus America because they're basically fighting over Texas.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to have Texas?
Yeah.
The USA obviously wants it, and then Texas is like, no, it's I mean Mexico is obviously like, no, it's ours.
Yeah.
So they're fighting over it, whatever. Texas wins the battle.
You mean the United States?
Well, the Republic of Texas.
Time. Okay, I see.
Yeah. Listen.
I'm just saying because we have Texas in the end. Yeah. Is what I meant.
So we did win in general, but we also won this battle.
The battle, yeah.
So yeah, that history is all over this site. We will get back to. Ooh. Also, Native Americans lived here in the past, which of course they did because they lived all over the United States.
Indeed.
And artifacts have been found here by archaeologists on the site itself. There was also evidence of a sweat lodge, but that was, that used to be there for that Native Americans built. Mm-hmm. And there are stories that come out of this area that of boys who would go fishing in the Salado Creek, and they would go down there and go fishing, and then they would be chased away by Native American ghosts.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah.
Being chased by a ghost is really scary because what are you supposed to do? You can't do anything but run.
Yeah. Also, people say they will smell smoke and also hear the sound of a drum.
Oh, on this land. That's a big sign to just get out of there.
Yeah, yeah. So we got the Native American ghosts. We also got soldiers who died in the Battle of Salado, and we also see former residents of the home. So it's just like a mixture of all these different ghosts from different time periods.
It's crowded in there.
Just, on the land in general and in the house and just all over. So let's get into the former residents of this home. So German immigrant Heinrich Mahler, he founded a dairy farm on this land in 1887. So it was, after it was used for this battle, then it became a dairy farm.
Nice.
Had a bunch of cows.
Cute.
A little dairy barn.
Some milk.
All the stuff, yeah. And Heinrich and his wife, they passed away, but their daughter lived in the house until she was 82.
Oh, wow.
And she was a spinster.
Love that.
Spinster, aka just didn't get married.
Yeah. Right. I love that for her. She's like, why would I have this big house? It's cool.
Low key. If I were back in those days where
you have to marry somebody way older and your family kind of arranges it
you're getting married just for the financial means of it, and I already had a family that had a good amount of money. I'd be like, I'm not getting married. Why would I?
Not out of force. No.
Yeah.
No. No.
Oh my gosh.
So love that for her.
Right. Exactly. Honestly, sometimes it seems like it was way better option because, totally. You never know if you're I don't know. I just really feel like domestic violence was such a bigger thing back then.
Look at all these stories we've told.
I'm saying.
The one that really comes to mind is the Greenbrier ghost.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Horrible.
So anyway, after all of that.
Yeah.
So they so she lived in this house for a while. And then after she passed away or moved out, whatever, it was purchased by the Holbrooks and Woods families. So 2 different families. But it was basically the wives were sisters.
Oh, okay.
So 2 sisters and their husbands. Yeah. Honestly, that is
That's
kind of a goal too.
Yeah. A shared like vacation home? Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, that's where regular they lived. Home?
Yeah, that's just shared regular home? Yeah. Shared regular big home? Yeah.
And they actually did have another house on the property that they built. So I think they did both live in separate houses, but just on the same property. Yeah. One of them did burn down. So yikes. The one that was built like afterwards did burn down. But
yikes.
Anyway, one of the sisters of these families did pass away from breast cancer at 38, unfortunately. And her husband took the loss really hard. Mm-hmm. He hung himself in the house with his belt.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Dang, so people say this house.
I know.
Wow.
So people do say they see his ghost in here. But.
Wow. Do they see hers too, or just his?
I think it's mainly his. Yeah.
Dang. Horrible. Mm-hmm. Absolutely horrible.
And, after this, it was owned by a few other families, and eventually it became the place that it is today, and very haunted. So, the ghosts. Okay, get back right into it. I already mentioned the soldiers and the Native Americans, but that's not all. Mm-hmm. Gustav, who is the son of Heinrich, who I mentioned before, he is one of the spirits that haunts the dairy barn on the property.
He's out in the barn.
Yes. Apparently there are 3 different spirits that haunt this barn, and they're said to, this statement that I'm about to say, they're said to be aggressive towards women, but also they don't care for men. So they're just like not nice to anyone.
Okay, great.
Which I don't even know why it was phrased that way, because like, just say you're not nice to anybody.
But... Right. What the heck? Also, I feel like barns are so scary, just like as they are. I don't know why. All barns I've ever been in give me just like an eerie vibe. But they're like not haunted and just regular. So if I went into a known haunted barn, I would be so scared. Because I think I'm just imagining like Final Destination, like nails like in front of the barn just like being thrown at me.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. No, it just scares me. And especially these ghosts are not even nice to women or men or anyone. Ugh. Horrifying.
Okay. Oh, and EVPs have been captured in the dairy barn of a deep voice screaming, "Get out."
I would just listen to him.
and leave.
Yep, I'd get out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so in the front yard and in the house, there's a spirit of a little girl. So a little, nicer, okay? Mm-hmm. She likes to play around, and she even likes to jump on the mattresses in the house.
A monkey should not be jumping on the bed. You know what they say.
And she also likes to play pranks on people and is known to laugh throughout the house.
That's cute, but also
creepy.
I would hate it if I was there.
Yeah.
Like also bad pranks. I don't want to be pranked by a ghost.
I don't think anything too bad.
Like I know we've talked very much so on here that we don't like pranks by regular living people. I definitely wouldn't want to be pranked by a ghost. I don't think.
I think just small things.
Okay.
Yeah. Like she'll move stuff around.
Yeah. Okay. That's the extent of pranking that ghosts can do to me.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking to all of them.
Also, this might be the same girl, or it could be a different one. I'm not sure. But Sophia Mahler, who lived in the house as a spinster, the same woman, she haunts the house as an 8-year-old little girl. So it could be the same girl, or there's 2 separate little girls.
Yeah.
She is known to sing and laugh and just play around in the house. So
cute.
Yeah. Honestly, listen, her life, she's like, okay, I'm not getting married, and also I'm going to come back to this house as an 8-year-old.
Right. And just laugh and have fun.
Yeah. Honestly, if I was a ghost, I'd probably do something like that too.
Yeah.
Oh, and the 2 sisters and their husbands that own the house, they Oh, I didn't mention before. They called the house the White Gables, which is
bougie.
Cute. Yeah, I know.
It's very bougie.
And honestly, bring back like having a name for your house. Like
right.
I need to have a name for my house.
Like beach houses have names. Mm-hmm. So I'll name anything. If you know me, I'll name any single thing. And my house doesn't even have a name, so now I need to name it.
Right, and I need to name mine too. Yeah. Like, dang, we're gonna come up with something.
We're slacking.
We're gonna come up with something. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, and honestly, this house actually had multiple names. So it was also called the Marin House in the 70s, and then eventually in the 90s is when it was renamed to its current name, Victoria's Black Swan Inn, and it was named after one of William Shakespeare's favorite pubs.
Oh,
so okay. Yeah,
fun.
So that's where it gets its name. And also this place, it was featured on a few different TV shows over the years. One called Sightings, and of course, Ghost Adventures.
I had a feeling.
And okay, so honestly, I was so excited I saw this was on Ghost Adventures, and I was gonna watch the episode, but the way they have it set up on all these streaming services that only certain seasons are available on certain platforms, I couldn't get it, okay? I couldn't access it.
You also have to mention that, like, across every single streaming platform, whenever you look up, like, what episode is whatever. Yeah. It's never the same number, ever.
It's really not.
It's impossible.
I don't understand how
No, I don't either. It's really impossible to find an episode.
Like, they just be shuffling it. I don't know. Yeah. But anyway, I couldn't find it, so I couldn't watch the Ghost Adventures. But I did look it up on YouTube to see if anybody had been there on YouTube. So I watched a video of these people doing an investigation there, and they were The Boys.
Oh, I've seen The Boys.
The Boys? Okay, I've nenever really seen them that much, but like this video, it was funny. So
they're crazy.
Yeah. They it looks like they do some sort of like they do a few videos like this where they go and investigate haunted house, but they also do like gaming and like different stuff, right?
The only thing I've ever seen them with is with Sam and Colby, and they do ghost videos. Okay. Yeah. Like, so what are they? Collabs. There we go.
Yeah. They do a good amount of ghost things. But that, I guess that's not all they do, but anyway. Okay. I watched this video, just I wanted to see like inside the house and see people like go through it and try to like contact these ghosts. So when they get in this house, there is something in here that I did not see mentioned in like any of what I looked up, right? There's like a doll in here.
Oh no.
And then I saw it in the video, and then I like tried to search it. I was like, okay, what is with this doll? Couldn't really find anything. I'm like, what? I don't understand.
Okay, if somebody knows, let us know in the comments.
Right, I know. Okay, so there's this doll in their house, and it's like in a glass box.
Like, I'm assuming it must be haunted. Oh, if it's being kept in a glass box.
So this doll, this is what they said about it. They said the owners told them this, that the doll was, there's a doll and a suitcase in a glass box. They said the doll was buried in the suitcase in the yard. Okay. For years. Yeah. And then it was dug back up and put in the box in the house. So that's all I got from it.
That's not a good sign at all.
I know. Also, okay, think about how this place is a wedding venue. This is crazy.
Imagine learning from our podcast that you got married like on top of a doll in a suitcase. Right. Like, people did get married on top of the doll before they dug it up.
Probably.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So they did have some like REM pods and like different ghost equipment in the room that was going off with the doll in there. They also talked about the man who had committed suicide in the house. And he was found in I believe in the closet, so they went over there, and they also said that he was found hanging by his tie, and then his hands were tied behind his back. So the question is, was it murder or suicide? And it was ruled a suicide, but
Well, like,
But how do you put your hands behind your back?
Okay, well, this is going to sound really messed up. And I don't want to get into the logistics of this, but when people hang themselves,
they do
like,
that.
oftentimes they like, don't die immediately. And so they will try to get themselves out of it. And if he was so depressed, maybe he knew prevent it. And he wanted to not. Because it's like a, what's it called? Like you can't help but not.
Yeah. How do you do that though? Tie your hands behind and then.
Why would it? That's why I was like, I don't want to get behind the logistics. But like, I'm assuming he would just put it around his neck, tie his hands, and then step off a chair or something.
Yeah. Well,
anyway,
they did question whether it could be
but
murder.
No, it could be. I could still obviously see murder because that's definitely not normal to do.
Mm-hmm. So, still not sure about that one.
Strange.
And they did do like, they were like, oh, let's challenge each other to stay in this closet where he was found for a few minutes. I was like, don't do that. Good.
Oh, that's crazy.
So they spent a lot of time sitting around the dining room table, which is the room that had the doll in it. And they were trying to get some interaction from the ghosts in there. And also the bedroom. And they tried to give some of the ghosts, because there is that little girl in there that jumps on the bed. Yeah. So they tried to give her a different doll.
Oh. Okay.
To, try to make friends with her. And at certain times the ghost box, the one that like goes through different channels and just says the spirit box. It was saying their names.
Oh.
Or at least one of their names. Yeah.
I don't like that.
And this part was interesting too. One of the people in the group, right? He is Mexican. And the ghosts were being mean to him. Because the Mexican War. And another one of them is a veteran, and they liked him. He's a U.S. veteran.
That's crazy.
So they were like, wait, we're on the U.S. side.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah. I didn't even really notice totally, but then I looked in the comments, and everyone in the comments was saying, oh my gosh, did you know that wow. Like, did you guys notice that they were being like rude to him and not to him? Yeah. So that's
crazy. Not the war hatred going past like life.
Right.
Like, guys, let it go.
Right. Like, let it go.
It's done.
Come on.
Been done for years.
Oh, and just one last little note. They made fun of one of the ghosts for his name. Savage. Or I guess they said it was like a shadow man. Which I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, let's make fun of the shadow man.
So it's something that he said, and he said his name was Tim. Mm-hmm. And they were like, that's such a dumb name for a shadow man.
I mean, yeah.
And they had to go back later and apologize.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tim. It's just not intimidating. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's really not.
I agree. So yeah, anyway, that's the story of Victoria's Black Swan Inn. I would go here. Like, I feel like it's cool.
I would too.
Place.
I bet it's pretty too. Also, I mean, I know it is. It's a wedding venue. It has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I would go here. I'd just go about anywhere.
It is. See, okay, for the wedding venue part, like, it definitely, I would see the outside being the main part.
Yeah.
I bet, you know, like, you would probably, maybe your guests would go inside for it too, but
I feel like maybe just the wedding party.
Yeah, like, the inside just looks kind of like a house still.
Yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. It's, the stuff inside did look like it was old-fashioned and stuff too, so maybe it's like all antique from
like when
original, like, I don't know,
maybe. But, that's cool. Well, if you want to see pictures from the hotel, check out our Instagram because they will be posted. Wow, crazy story. I love a haunted hotel, especially one with a lot of ghosts.
I know.
That's
they ghosts from all over the place.
Seriously, all kinds. So wow. Anywho, I suppose moving on to my story this week, I have for you the mystery of the witches of Zugarramurdi. Dun, dun, dun.
What? Okay.
Yeah, so last year, if you don't know, I got the opportunity to leave America for the first time in my life, and I got to go to Spain, and it was such a life-changing trip. I'm obsessed with their culture over there, and I was just doing reminiscing on the trip, and I was like, okay, I want to do a Spain story, and so obviously I just looked up legends from Spain, typical, and then I stumbled across this one, and once again, shocked that I didn't know this information sooner.
Right.
Which just is nowadays just every single story that I'm doing. So let's just jump right on in. So within the, country of Spain is the Basque country, and it's also called Euskadi, I believe.
Okay.
It has huge roaring hills, a dramatic coastline, and ancient customs there.
Oh.
So this region of Spain, it actually stands apart from the rest of Spain, especially dealing with culture and the way they live, but also their language. They speak a different language. They speak Euskara. So it's also one of the oldest languages in Europe, and it's still spoken there today.
Oh.
So it's like crazy. It's like they live their way of life very much so there.
It's still spoken there, but I have never heard of it.
Me neither. And I've been there. I mean, I didn't go to this specific part of Spain, but I've been to Spain and I didn't know that at all. So
crazy.
Yeah, this region is filled with legends and stories throughout time, and one of the most famous tales deals with the sleepy village of Zugarramurdi, which is located in the province of Navarra, and it's very, very close to the French border on like the top left side of Spain. When I went to the top right part, so I'll have to travel west, one day when I go out there. But it seems very unassuming at first glance, but this village is the site of arguably one of the most fascinating chapters of Spain's history, the witch trials of 1610. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, so witch trials were just happening everywhere, right?
They sure were. Yep, and so the reason that this witch trial was going on was in the early 17th century, the Spanish Inquisition happens, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't know what that is, it is this institution established by the Catholic Church to root out heresy. So anybody who's not going for God, there's a problem. They got a problem with that. So the people working, for the Spanish Inquisition, they are turning their eyes to this small village. You see, there had been rumors going on about this village that there were gatherings in the nearby caves. And some stuff was going on in the caves allegedly, okay?
They're like, you guys can't go in those caves.
No. The caves can't be any good. See, the rumors, they all said, they were practicing witchcraft and doing dark rituals deep in the caves. And these caves are, like, hidden within these, like, lush green hills. So they're going out there secretively and doing whatever they want to do.
And you know what? So what if they were?
Right, it's their caves. Who cares what they're doing?
Right.
Who cares?
Like, damn.
Yeah.
People see
so judgmental.
That mindset.
It's
really
like,
just
guys, we listen and we don't judge. That TikTok trend, we need to
let people do what they want to do.
Right. Exactly. So the rumors, once they started spreading about these caves, I'm sure you guys can all imagine the stories, they took a dark, twisted turn. I'm not even going to get into it all because it's honestly just disrespectful.
Okay.
Because it's not true. Spoiler alert. Oh, shocker. Yeah. The witch trials don't actually have real witches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not even going to get into it, but just know it's very bad. All the rumors were just like crazy. So in 1609, the Inquisition arrested dozens and dozens of people from Zugarramurdi and the surrounding areas, accusing them all of sorcery, devil worship, and witchcraft. And of course, after these people were arrested, then came the trials. They were held in Logroño. Okay. And many people, most of them, I will say, were sentenced to torture and prison. Which is unfortunately the good option, because the other option, which is what several people had to experience, was being burned alive. Yep.
Oh, no.
Obviously, in my opinion, at least, that's the worst way to die. The most painful way I can even think of dying.
Yeah, that's one of them, definitely.
For sure.
Horrible.
And unlike like traditional witch trials that we've covered, like in the United States, the events that went down here are kind of unique because most historians suggest that what the Spanish Inquisition was considering witchcraft at that time was quite literally just their way of life. Like because I told you, this culture is so unique today. They have their own language. They run their own way. They always have. And they came in and saw like, oh, that's not normal, quote unquote. That's not what everybody else is doing. So they must be witches, obviously.
Yeah.
So that's very, very, very unfortunate. I lost my spot, unfortunately. Anyway, so not only was this kind of it was also a witch hunt, but it was almost like an obliteration of this like people. Yikes. Like they wanted them, just like they were like, you're different, you gotta go. Like it's bad. It's very, very bad.
Yeah, that's horrible.
It really is.
That really is just all witch hunts.
It is.
But like this one is
this one was just targeted to it was very targeted, to a very specific group of people. Yeah. Which, I mean, it is, I guess, in the United States, it was women. I guess it's always targeted. But this was just a very specific community. They were like, anybody in that city, they're a demon worshiper. Imagine if somebody came to you. So they're like, okay, everybody in Winston-Salem, devil worshippers, arrest them. That's crazy. Like, that's wild. Anybody can move anywhere. So, it's just crazy.
See, people just don't like somebody who's different.
No.
And it's like, I never got that because it's like, what are they doing to you? Unless they're hurting you. Right. Like, you're the one hurting them. Like,
Right. What are they doing? Nothing. Just because people don't agree with you doesn't mean that they're wrong. Mm-hmm. And everybody needs to learn that. Clearly, we haven't still learned. So,
clearly.
Yep. Anyway, big, not so fun fact for you, Savannah.
Ooh, okay.
This specific witch trial is termed the largest witch hunt in world history. Okay.
No.
The Basque witch trials were from 1609 to 1614. Between 4,000 and 7,000 people were accused and tried for witchcraft. There were over 11,000 pages of testimony written down.
Oh my God.
So I'm here to say, luckily, 6 quote unquote witches.
Yeah.
Were burned at the stake alive. And then later 5 more were tortured to the point where they would just have rather died.
Oh my God.
And then caught on fire horrible. All together in a big pile. And they were like very gruesomely displayed. The final 5 were publicly and very gruesomely displayed for everybody to see.
You were not kidding, because this is horrible.
Oh no. It's bad. So even though, like there's only 11 people who were killed this viciously anyway, because more people did die, because they were all tortured. All the people who were convicted were all tortured and imprisoned. So people did definitely die from that. But people who were directly killed, especially with fire, there was only 11 of them. But it's considered the largest witch trial in history because of the number of people who were put on trial, not of the deaths. So to compare it to the Salem witch trials that happened in the United States, yes, it did have more deaths. There were 25 deaths in the Salem witch trials, but only 200 people were tried.
Okay.
Meanwhile, there were 7,000 here that were tried.
That's a big difference.
Yep, the largest in world history, and it is this quaint little quiet town. It's absolutely very gruesome. And the town is called Zugarramurdi today, and it is called the town of the witches.
Okay. I mean, honestly, I kind of love that they took that back.
And worst nickname is the Spanish Salem. So I was like, I love it. And I was like, oh no, wait.
Okay.
I have something bad.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Yeah. So it's the town of the witches, but also the Spanish
Okay,
Salem.
Honestly, both are kind of bad.
They are.
Like, they did take, I mean,
are
they like claiming the name?
Savannah,
or no?
You're so right. They're claiming the name.
Okay.
Because what I'm about to get into. I love it for them that they are taking the town of the witches, because despite its really, really dark history, Zugarramurdi has transformed itself into a place that welcomes you if you want to learn
and
dive into this mystery of the past.
Yeah.
So it's really awesome. And so they even, like, on all of the places that I was searching, it was like essentially like, please come visit here and learn the history of these people because they deserve to be learned about.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, here are the reasons why you want to come. So I'm just going to give you some of their reasons. For one, the Zugarramurdi caves. The capital T-H-E-V caves. Yeah, you can go to them today. You sure can. And they're really freaking cool. They're really cool. I would be in them caves too. And so, this is where the alleged devil worshipping was going on. Today, it's a really cool spot for exploration. There's really unique and cool rock formations that you have to go through to get down there.
Mm-hmm.
And inside the cave, there is a natural river running through it.
So I love that.
It's
okay.
Gorgeous.
That's probably what they were going for, right? The river?
Well, we'll get into it. We know actually what they were doing.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you are so not ready, Savannah. So you can wander through the caverns and imagine that back in the 17th century, that's exactly where these people were.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know what they were doing?
Yeah.
They were indeed said to be pagan people.
Right.
But we often misunderstand paganism today.
Yeah.
So the quote unquote the evil parties of like the devil worshipping they were throwing, that actually was their summer solstice party.
Oh my gosh.
We love a summer solstice here, guys. Yeah. We throw summer solstice parties here, guys. And that's what they were doing. It's celebrated every single year in the caves by the Zugarramurdi people.
Oh my god.
Sign me up. Inside the caves, there was fire, music, dancing, all underneath this open, beautiful sky in these beautiful hills. And they're just having the time of their life.
Do they still do it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So it just sounds, it's literally, I knew Savannah was going to love it because it's like our goal.
Know,
like that's our dream.
Go.
Right. We literally have to. And so not only do we have the caves, we also have La Museo de las Brujas, aka the Witch Museum.
Oh, I want to go.
Yep. The museum takes you back to 1610, walks you through the entire history of the witch trials. Mm-hmm. There are apparently really hands-on exhibits where you learn about the beliefs, superstitions, and the lives of all of those who were accused of witchcraft. And then it also goes into the more broader like social and political stuff that kind of impacted it too. So you learn a lot about that. And then of course, we cannot forget the food.
Oh, the food.
Okay.
Okay, what kind of food?
Okay, so the two most popular Basque dishes that I could find. One of them is marmitaco, which is a Basque tuna stew.
Okay.
Sign me up. I'm down for some stew.
Yeah.
And then chistorra, which is a type of sausage that are supposed to be like amazing meat, like just really good meat. And I can say, I'm not even that big of a meat person, quite frankly. Yeah. But I ate a lot of meat while I was in Spain, and not even one of it was bad. Oh, I would definitely try both of these things.
Yeah.
Immediately. And, of course, the natural beauty of Zugarramurdi is also not to be missed. Mm-hmm. There are lush forests with stunning hikes. And actually, people call this place, like, the hiker's paradise. Because and, like, nature lovers' paradise. Because it's just, like, you want to be outside. It's gorgeous.
You're making me want to travel there.
I know. And so, why is it so beautiful there, you ask? Well, that's because it's right at the beginning of the Pyrenees Mountains.
Okay, there we go. Yep.
Yep. So the nature, it just thrives. It thrives there.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And also, so right before you get to the cave, there is actually a meadow, and it's near it kind of marks the entrance of the witch's cave.
You know, I love a meadow.
Right. God, I just want to lay in a meadow full of like tall grass so bad. I'm scared, but I still want to do it. I'm scared of ticks, but I still want to do it.
It just makes me think of Twilight.
Me too, every time. Every single time. If anybody says the word meadow and doesn't think about Twilight, like, I can't even relate to it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But this is unfortunately not the Twilight Meadow. This is actually called the Meadow of Aquelarre.
Okay.
Aquelarre means he-goat in Basque language.
Oh,
and that's fine. Whatever. But this is actually the number one thing the number one, like, rumor, quote unquote, that the Spanish Inquisition, specifically Inquisitor Juan Valle Alvarado, That is actually why he chose to target this place, was because, they have a meadow for a he-goat. Oh, that's the devil.
What?
Lock him up.
Oh, because
that's
of
exactly
the
what, because it's a goat. And they were like, he was like, oh my God, the name is he-goat, and he-goat equals devil. So get him. And that's, so it wasn't even like the caves came later, like the cave rumors came later, but it was actually just because the meadow was called that. Just because of the name. And it wasn't even like the meadow of the devil. It's the meadow of a goat, a male goat.
Oh my gosh. Listen. And you know, the devil is painted as a goat sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Like, so
I mean, I get it, but like,
also like, that's
guys, maybe we need to like have a little bit more evidence than just a name, though. You know, like maybe we need to gather some evidence before we go to trial. Oh, just the logic, it will never make sense to me. Ever. But here I am, once again, standing up for the witches. Obviously.
Yeah, always stand up for the witches. Like, come on, we are witches, basically.
Right. Literally. Like, we gotta stand by them. Nobody else is going to. Clearly. But, like, despite all the dark history of this place, I love that they, like, don't hide from it. And, you know, they're just instead embracing it and educating people about it. And that's really the only thing you can do with really dark history. So everybody else take notes about what Zugarramurdi is doing over there in Spain. But yeah, that's the story of the witches, the witch trials of 1610. Crazy.
Dang, I see. And I focus too much on our American witch trials. Never really think about the other witch trials that went on. Because, you know, obviously they were going on everywhere, right?
Everywhere. And even in this research, I found other witch trials. And I'm like, okay, they're going to have to be covered because, geez, people were just mean everywhere. I really honestly didn't know if there were witch trials anywhere else.
Yeah.
But they're everywhere, and everybody's horrible. That's all I know.
It's really, okay, what it really comes down to is that, like, religion is just such a dividing factor for people. Even today, still, like, not as much with everybody, but still with a big portion of the population.
Yeah.
Like, people will fight you about it. And it's like, and wars are fought over it.
People die over it every day. Yeah.
And it's just crazy to me because it's really just, all it comes down to is what you're saying, a different way of living, a different way of thinking about things. And it's like, if we all just left each other alone, like, we don't all have to think the same thing. We don't all have to live the same way.
Right.
It's crazy to me. Right. Even I just remember learning about this kind of stuff in history class, and I always thought the same thing. It's just like,
right. What? And I think the problem with it is that it's just such a simple concept.
Right.
But like,
I know.
People can't grasp it.
Right. And they're like, how could you ever live that way? How could you ever believe this?
Like, doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. You don't have to.
Right. You don't have to understand.
And the people who force it onto other people are like a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Just like, back off. Like,
yeah. People got to make their own decisions. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's horrible. And I hope we're getting better. I can only hope, and I can only pray.
I mean, I feel like in comparison to that, we kind of are, but like, I don't know.
We are sitting here today, and me and Savannah can practice witchcraft if we want to. Witches, so we have came.
So there's that.
We have came far from at least this. So that's positive. So let's keep working to that.
Yeah.
But definitely be sure to check out our Instagram for pictures from our story this week.
Yep.
I'm excited to see the house.
Oh, I know.
And the wedding venue. I just want to look at the whole, all of it.
Yeah.
All of it.
And if you take one thing from this, is the golden rule, treat others the way you want to be treated. Okay. How about
Snaps. Snaps for that. Treat others the way you want to be treated, for sure.
Yeah.
The life rule. But other than that, I really do not have anything else for you guys this week. What about you, Savannah?
No, that's it.
Okay, well then I am choosing you guys with my melted unicorn dream slushie. And I guess we will see you guys next week.
Okay, cue the music.